This isn't a play. There's not a hero's journey here, and this isn't a dramatic interpretation, which makes me sad, but it is what it is. Am I right? What is this? I am just here, and this is not a play. Right now I get to pick only like one or two other people by that I get to see without a mask, and I have to be distanced from everybody else. So we didn't rehearse this because this isn't a play, and I have to tell you, I'm really broken up about it. I just long for other people. I really long for them. But I am channeling someone else. She wrote me in the first person. I am just, saying her words in order. I've memorized them. I am her vessel. I am the one speaking, but it's her speaking through me. Is this making sense? But we are together in this. And this is my room. Hey, maybe if I turn the lights off and back on again, this'll feel like a play. Oh, this is my room, and I'm gonna really try to hear you, even though I cannot hear you at all. And maybe you'll try to really hear me too. But that's all a play is, really. It's us trying to be together. This is just a new, shittier way. But we do sort of get to try to peer into each other's lives. I was actually thinking the other day about how children always want you to see their room. I guess because it's theirs. I don't know. I love to look at other people's rooms. It helps me to know them. So, this is my room. And just to remind you, these words are just coming out of this mouth, but these eyes are emoting things that even she can't really comprehend because she doesn't know me really. She's the one that said, "My eyes are beautiful." Is this making sense? Sometimes things make perfect sense to me, but then the people in my life say that my work is confounding. And I really do wonder if you'll judge me based on the fact that I agreed to say her words, or maybe you'll just misjudge her because of how I say them. I really can't know because we're not in the same room and I can't feel your energy or hear your voices. She's at the door. Or see your faces or hear you laugh. But I was thinking, maybe we can all hear the same thing even though we're apart. I'm gonna really try to talk to you, even though I can't, and I'd like to really try to hear you. Children also really love stories, and plays are just stories, so I'm gonna just tell you one. This is an ancient Hindu teaching story about a master and his apprentice, and it's called How Does It Taste? A master was tired of his apprentice's complaining, and so he instructed the unhappy young man to take a handful of salt, put it in a glass filled with water, and drink it. Then the old master asked, "How does it taste?" The young man said, "Bitter," and spit it out. Before I finish the story, here are some very real questions that I'd like you to answer in your head or out loud or just to think about. Can you process the times you needed to numb yourself? Can you process the need to numb yourself? How did your lover experience your doing that? Have you ever asked them that? How could you have made them feel whole if you didn't know how to be whole yourself? Would it be a surprise to hear that your lover felt dismissed? Not great, right? How about sad? How about guilty? How about ashamed? How about unhappy? This almost always stems from a broken spirit or some sort of trauma. But I know I don't really want to get into that right now either. I don't know if you're watching this in a quiet space or not. I can't see your eyes. But if you're alone and you're watching this and you're hurting, I want you to know that you can DM the theater company. Really. Because this is not a play. This is a message. This is me telling you that we are meant to meet someday. And I want to hear you. So please do. At the end of this, DM and say that you're feeling alone. Or that those questions didn't apply to you because you've never had a lover. Or that you're in love, but it's unrequited. Or that the only happy thing, the one happy thing that you can think of in this sea of despair is that a little child smiled at you in a sort of way that gave you hope. Or that you numb yourself with alcohol and convince yourself you've just been freed. The master then told the young man to take the same amount of salt and walk down to the lake. He told him to put the salt into the lake and drink from it. Then the old master asked, "How does it taste?" "Fresh," replied the apprentice. "Do you taste the salt?" asked the master. "No," said the young man. Do you believe that if you look hard enough, you can learn something from grief? I do. Have you ever experienced real grief? Have you ever held a dead body and cried? I talk to them. Probably because I can't quite comprehend the fact that they no longer exist. So many years have passed and I still look for them in crowds. I still keep the bouncy ball that he and I got from a quarter machine in my top drawer. It was his quarter, but it's my ball. I just mean I can really see things, and that's not always easy. I fall so hard. I fall in love hard. I take things hard. Do you? Don't you think it's sad that everyone will suffer death? Will you write us in a private message if you're missing someone right now? Or just tell a friend, or post anonymously in the comment section of a YouTuber you really admire. Just be sure to tell someone who's open to receiving it. Make sure they're able to listen. But if you write us, I promise I will read it and feel something. My cat's name is Top Hat. She's really beautiful. There was this one moment that I was feeling really overwhelmed. And I won't give you the details, but it was real despair and fear. And I really felt like I couldn't get out of it. And at that very moment, that same moment, I lifted my chin and I saw Top Hat roll over on the bed. And there we were. I still had to feel what it was that I was feeling, but the beauty of her little life and the way her paw slowly drifts when she's asleep. It helped me. It helps me. The water dripped from the young man's chin. At this, the master sat beside the serious young man who so reminded him of himself. The pain in life is pure salt, no more, no less. The amount of pain in life remains the same, but the amount of bitterness we taste depends on the container we put the pain in. So when you are in pain, the only thing you can do is to enlarge your sense of things. Stop being a glass. Become a lake. I don't know, this is just where I am right now. Maybe you too. It's peaceful in here. I am safe. I am alone. And I do believe that you're here with me if you decided to watch this, but not yet because this is pre-recorded. And she's here too. These are her words, but not anymore because she wrote them already and gave them to me. So, okay, I'm feeling a little lonely, okay? And I don't know, I'm just thinking about why? Why, if we're all basically good at heart, why do some people have like 20-room houses and other people don't even have a room at all? I think this year I'm just gonna make everyone's presents myself or buy from local businesses because fuck Amazon. Am I right? Am I right? Top hat. Oh, fuck Amazon. DM if you have a favorite local business. Man, I wish I could hear you. I really wish. I'd like to walk amongst the giraffes just peacefully. No, I know. It's going downhill fast. But can you imagine? Giraffes exist. I imagine this differently. I mean, if I can't be in a theater with other people, with you, and if this isn't a play, I wish I could be in front of a waterfall and you'd push play and you'd see the Fault Line logo and the title of the thing, and you can see it's summertime. And the water is so loud that you can't even really hear me. Oh, and you're killing time because you're going on a vacation. And you'd look at me and I'd look at you, just imagining who you are. I just look straight into this little camera and listen and breathe. And we could both hear the loud sound of the waterfall. And watching this would just be a way also for you to be in front of a waterfall. We could all hear the loud sound of the waterfall with the same ears. And we have to remember, even when we feel like we can't get out of it, that there is a lake at the bottom of the waterfall. And the lake, it'll keep the bitterness from overwhelming us. It'll help us to share the salt.